cramps. Okay, on MSNBC, a cable access network for sociology majors, Chris Matthews apologizes on behalf of all white people for the racism experienced by blacks in America. Behold, beholders.
Continue this conversation, gentlemen, privately and on television. I mean, a lot of people out there. I'll just tell you one thing, and I'm speaking now for all white people, but especially people who have tried to change the last 50 or 60 years. And a lot of them have really tried to change. And I'm sorry for this stuff.
I think he meant white-haired people. On behalf of loud talk show hosts everywhere, I apologize for that apology. Now, I don't doubt his sincerity. I think he really does mean well. But you think his guests really wanted an apology? Short answer, no. Longer answer, no, 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 no. See, all white liberal guilt does is create symbolic inaction to alleviate guilt of the white liberal, or worse, creating real action that hurts. Every big handout is born from the destructive selfishness of a guilty white person. They treat the black community like one giant homeless man. Maybe if I throw him some spare change, I'll feel better about myself. Even if they don't. For white libs cannot bear to talk about the absence of dads or self-reliance, gang violence, or black-on-black crime because it makes them look mean. Instead, here's money. And black communities suffer because the money only masks the misery. A race-obsessed apologist should come with a warning sticker. Beware, this person will ruin you. It may be why the left have a hard time looking black conservatives in the eye without muttering something about a resemblance to the black man's Uncle Tom. Because black cons see right through them, and they don't want your apologies. They just want you to stop helping them. They see apologists for what they are, a truly sorry group of people. Bob?
Yes.
Should Chris Matthews have apologized for all of our past?
I don't know where Chris, I mean, if he had said, I apologize, but on behalf of all whites, where does he get the standing to do that? One. And two, I'm a white liberal, and I have said on this show, and I'll say it again, we passed a lot of legislation we thought was to be helpful. It turned out to breed 3 generations of dependent people. Mm-hmm. We have a responsibility to change that. We thought we were doing the right thing, and we weren't. And I think that led to a lot of the problems in the black community, and I think we need to get something done about it. Instead, there are some people who just refuse to deal with the poverty programs the way we put them together in the 60s. We made a mistake. Our hearts were in the right place, but we made a mistake.
I love Bob.
Yeah. Can you expand on what you're talking about, though?
Yeah, I mean, I could tell you. Welfare for children of there's a program that the more children you get, the more money you get. And the fathers have these guys go around and get everybody pregnant. And the other thing was we built these god-awful tall buildings and they became crime infested. I mean, projects. Yeah, I mean, we put projects every place.
Can you address what you're saying? So if a welfare program is bad and not helpful, aren't bigger and more welfare programs worse and less helpful?
No, I don't want to get into that. I want to get into the things that we did that are causing a lot of this to happen. And no, wait a minute. I'm saying it bred 3 generations of dependent blacks, and we need to change that.
And isn't the accessibility of food stamps that used to be for real people in poverty, and now it's just about anyone that says they'd like to have more.
Well, more white people.
But the ease of redistribution, ease of welfare.
But more white people get food stamps than blacks.
Isn't that a dependent society? We're building a dependent society.
Well, you can say that about then every white person who gets food stamps, every Hispanic.
I agree.
Well, food stamps are colorblind, Bob.
That's right. But there were programs directly directed at the black community.
He's coming around, folks.
Yes.
I'm not going. Listen, I'm trying to be honest here about some of the things that I recognize.
We appreciate it.
That's why Bob's awesome. Kimberly, what are your thoughts on all
I feel like
this?
we just had a breakthrough moment here, and I'm going to celebrate with ice cream later with Bob. Yeah, look, I mean, I don't know what Chris Matthews is doing, except I feel like that whole network, that they're just chasing an audience or something. It's some kind of like big appeasement puddle they're making over there to try and get people to step into it and say,
appeasement puddle.
Come here, come here, come with us. We have a tent for you. I don't want to be in that sweaty tent. It's very bizarre. The comments that are made doesn't make any sense. It's just sort of sad at this point.
Dana, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I apologize for everything at all times for everything.
Yes.
I'm just that's kind of in my nature. I don't think Chris Matthews speaks for most white-haired people even.
White-haired.
But yeah, in 4th and 5th grade, when I lived in Denver, Denver was one of the first cities to start the integrated school system, and they're trying to do it through busing. So in the morning, instead of walking 3 blocks to a school that was right near me, I had to be bused 18 miles into Harrington Elementary School. I was only one of 4 white kids in the whole school. That was in 4th and 5th grade, to the point where I was, I was teased, I was bullied, and I'm actually embarrassed to even say that because I think what I've gone through and all the privileges I've had in my life are just, it makes that experience pale in comparison. So I understand that, but that I do think what President Obama said about there having been a lot of progress, if I just look at my niece, she never had a negative thought in her head about race and about gay people, as a matter of fact. I mean,
Dana, that's not your niece, that was your dog you're talking about.
Can I just make one point about this? There's been studies now done with kids who were bused. And in fact, it was a negative. It did not help. It did not lift people up in their grade point average or a lot of other things. And what it did was, it was a forced way to force integration, which got a lot of people angry. I don't know if you remember. You guys are too young probably, but South Boston went crazy when this happened. And it was unnecessary. Absolutely. What would have been helpful is to get better teachers and get better schools.
I agree.
Wow. What happened to you?
I slipped something in
You know the guy who started speaking Swedish overnight because he hit his head?
Yeah,
it's like you hit your head.
Well, wait till the next block.
Normal, conservative.
Can you please
Welcome,
allow me? Will you please allow me? What I said about this at the beginning, which I think there's a lot of programs that are very good, like Head Start. There are a lot of them that did breed dependency, and I think we need to deal with them. I am not leaving my positions here. I'm trying to move this conversation along.
Good for you.
Let's
and we got to move.
the next block when we talk about the unions.
Yeah, this is going to be great. It's all going to go to HE double toothpicks.
Hockey sticks.
Hockey sticks, whatever.